It is 6 p.m. and good evening and welcome to the December 8th, 2025 legislation session of the Salisbury City Council. In the event of emergency, please remain calm and exit through the double doors that you came in. Make a right and proceed to the stairwell. If the hallway is blocked, then exit to the left, around the corner, and down the stairs. Please do not use the elevator and let us know if you need any assistance. At this time, we ask everyone to please silence your cell phones.
It's mine. I silenced it. I don't even know what that was.
It's very timely, though.
Very timely.
Yeah,
Very timely.
And it's off.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
It may be. It may be.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's what it is. It's mine. Sugar.
Okay. At this time, we ask Pastor Richard Pope from the Canvas Church to come forward and provide the invocation.
Thank you. Would you
Thank
bow your
you.
head? Father, we pause at the start of this meeting to acknowledge your presence and our deep need for your guidance. Here in Salisbury, our streets, our neighborhoods, our schools, our families, you have entrusted real people with real lives to the care of this council and this city. Give us the grace to slow down, to listen well, and to seek the good of this city we love. Jesus, you said that whatever we do for the least of these among us, we do unto you. So tonight, let that truth shape every decision made in this room. Help us to remember the unseen, the unheard, and the vulnerable, our neighbors who often bear the weight of policies they never get to vote on. Make us mindful of those struggling with housing, food insecurity, safety, and hope here in Salisbury. Holy Spirit, as we walk through this Advent season, remind us that you are the source of true hope, true peace, true joy, and love. Let hope steady us when problems feel larger than our resources. Let peace guide our conversations when tensions rise. Let joy give us strength to persevere in the long work of serving and loving this city. And let love, not fear or politics or ego, be the compass that leads us towards decisions that bless Salisbury. God, make this room a place where wisdom rises, where courage is gentle, and where compassion is not seen as weakness but as strength. Stir us in a vision for Salisbury that is bigger than any one agenda, a vision where children flourish, neighborhoods heal, and every person knows they are seen and valued. May your light guide our steps tonight, and may the work done here in this room become the seed for a better tomorrow, bearing fruit long after this meeting ends. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to move forward with the swearing in. I will call forward the clerk of the Circuit Court, Bo McAllister, to swear in the District 2 Councilwoman Melissa Holland, the Arts, Business, and Culture Director, Scott Roberts, and the Zoo Director, Chuck Eicholtz. It's your show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Stand here, raise your right hand, and we'll do the repeat after me version. So, please say, I, Melissa Holland,
I, Melissa Holland,
do swear and affirm
do swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of council member for the city of Salisbury, according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
Great job.
Thank you.
And Joe, just sign the papers. Right over here.
Okay.
Copy straight from the Constitution of Maryland.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Turn your- Thank you.
No.
Business and Culture Director.
Thank you.
I, Scott Roberts,
I, Scott Roberts,
do swear and affirm
do swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Arts, Business, and Culture Director
Arts, Business, and Culture Director
for the City of Salisbury,
for the City of Salisbury,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
There you go. Good job. Let's see. Just copy straight out of the Constitution. There's 2 copies. I'll keep one at the courthouse and the other one.
Congratulations.
Chuck, I messed this up. Just do your best. You'll raise your right hand, please. I'm probably going to mess up your last name. So I state your name.
I state your name.
Do swear and affirm
Do swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and to support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality and prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Zoo Director
Zoo Director
for the City of Salisbury,
for the City of Salisbury,
according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
and the Constitution and laws of the state.
All right, great job.
Congratulations.
This is the good thing, right out of the Maryland Constitution. There's 2 copies. I'll keep one at the courthouse and the other one.
Shouldn't use Charles, but that's okay.
Some service member.
Great, thank you.
All right.
Now I will turn the meeting over to Mayor Taylor to conduct the reorganization of this council president.
All right. All right, first step is I need to read the rules. So the following rules will be adhered to in the election of a new council president. 1, any council member may be nominated for president. 2, a council member may nominate herself. 3, after nominations are received, nominations will be closed. 4, the vote will be called in order of nomination. The first member to receive 3 votes will be appointed president. Council members can only vote once and can vote for themselves. All right, can I get a motion and a second to accept these rules?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. So I got to get a roll call of each member and that they acknowledge the rules. So starting Mr. Shield,
So moved.
Ms. Jackson,
So moved.
Ms. Blake,
So moved.
Ms. Gregory.
So moved.
All right, Ms. Holland.
So moved.
Okay. So nominations for council president are now open.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to nominate Councilwoman Jackson for the president, please.
Okay, so we have one nomination.
I'd like to nominate Angela Blake.
Okay, second nomination. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll close. Are there any other nominations, I should say? All right, we'll close. The nominations are now closed. In order of nomination, are there any votes for the first nominee, Ms. Jackson? Okay, we have 2 votes. We have a third vote. Okay. Okay. So we have 2 votes, but I'm a majority at this juncture. Are there any votes for a second nominee? Ms. Jackson.
For Ms. Blake?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
wait.
See, I did it twice. I'm sorry. Yeah, are there any votes for the second nominee, Ms. Blake?
Aye.
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 Seeing 3 votes, I will now turn the meeting over to now Mrs. Blake, the new president. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Taylor. We're going to continue with our reorganization, and I will now conduct the election for the council vice president. The following rules will be adhered to in the election of the new council vice president.
Council President, I vote to nominate April Jackson for Vice President.
Okay, I'm going to go through the rules.
Okay,
That's
okay, sorry.
I'm going to go through the rules first. Any council member may be nominated for vice president. The council member may nominate herself. After nominations are received, nominations will be closed. The vote will be called in order of nomination. The first member to receive 3 votes will be appointed vice president. Council members can only vote once, and they can vote for themselves. Can I get a motion and a second to accept these rules?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Councilwoman DeShield,
So moved.
Councilwoman Jackson,
So moved.
Councilwoman Blake, so moved. Councilwoman Gregory,
So moved.
and Councilwoman Holland.
So moved.
All right. Nominations for vice president are now open.
I vote to nominate April Jackson as Vice President.
Okay. Any other nominations? Nominations are closed at this time. Are there any votes for the first nominee? We have 5 votes. That's unanimous. Outstanding, and thank you. Okay. And the new Vice President of the City Council is April Jackson. Congratulations. As we move forward, I'm going to just, as we often do when we reorganize, we do review meeting guidelines and just touch a few points on Resolution 3395, which are the rules of order for city council meetings. As everyone is aware, there is a lot of people here to comment this evening, so some are newer people, so we're just going to review how this will work. The meeting guidelines are posted and have been posted on the website, and I just want to go over them. No disruptive conduct, such as waving placards or signs during meetings. Pre-approved exhibits and visual aids are only allowed during presentations. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Before providing your comments, speakers must state their name, and if they are a city resident, and any organization or individual they are representing, if it's applicable. Written communication for the council members must be submitted to the city clerk before the meeting. Council will not respond to public comments or questions during the meeting. Answers may come later. Personal, impertinent, or disruptive remarks may result in a warning and/or removal from the meeting. And to further that up, in the rules of order that were passed unanimously by the council early this year, on page 8, letter I, any person making personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, or who become boisterous in a manner that disrupts a meeting while addressing the council may be warned by the council president, and if necessary, request to leave the meeting immediately. So those are the guidelines in public speaking, which we'll get to shortly. Thank you very much. Council proclamation. Councilwoman Jackson will now present I Am Him proclamation to Brian Colburn.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. All right now, all right. Thank you. This proclamation and those that I always give mean a lot to me. When I see young people in the community working, thriving, and doing what should be done to help our communities, it gives me great joy. And I've had quite a few that have been steadfast and unmovable and continues to work in our communities. And not only in our communities, but in our city and in our county. Always moving and shaking. And I love it because I'm a mover and shaker myself, as Mr. James calls me, boots on the ground. But I want to read this proclamation. I have two. I don't know if this is the whole thing, Cherie. I'll read it in its entirety. I'm going to read this about this young man. Whereas Byron Colburn, CEO of I Am Him, Street Mentoring has worked diligently with local youth and young adults aged 11 to 24 from all walks of life, cultivating inspiration and transforming the youth and communities one at a time. And whereas since 2012, Byron has acted as a mentor, educating and engaging the youth through structural programs in school, community centers, gyms, and neighborhoods, and in the informal setting, enabling genuine conversation and growth. And whereas Colburn, I Am Him partners with local organizations, churches, law enforcement, community leaders to work and ensure that social, emotional, and academic needs of the youth are met. And whereas his mission teaches youth how to overcome adversities in their personal life and environment, emphasizing integrity, honor, motivation, Colburn has enabled many to become resilient and confident in themselves. And whereas on a foundation of connection, compassion, and consistency, Colburn and I Am Him have made a positive impact on Salisbury's youth and the community as a whole. And whereas Colburn has created a safe space for the youth to flourish, preparing them for future success within the community by encouraging them to speak positive and dream big. Now, therefore, I, April R. Jackson, District 1, representative of the City of Salisbury, do hereby proclaim the 8th day of December 2025 as I Am Him Day in our city, and encourage everyone to join us in recognizing their hard work and to get involved in supporting initiatives that make a difference in our neighborhoods. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and seal of the City of Salisbury this 8th day of December 2025. I also have another one, and we have Cherie, a delegate, Cherie Sample Hughes, 37A. Would you like to read this, being that you're here? Yes. I wouldn't want to do that. It's here a little, it's little though.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. I bring you greetings from the Maryland House of Delegates. I am Delegate Sharice Sample Hughes. So, just based on the fact that snail mail is real, we do have a real citation for you from my office from the House of Delegates. Just to read a little synopsis of it, it reads as thus. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Byron Colburn in recognition of your dedication and commitment to the I Am Him program that empowers youth and young adults through social, emotional, and academic needs. Keep up the great work transforming youth, one in the community, one more at a time. Signed on this day, December the 8th, 2025. God bless you and thank you for all that you do because it does make a difference. Our young people need each and every one of us, but they definitely need more male mentors. So from my office, State of Maryland, we appreciate all that you do and all for our little people too.
Byron, we're going to come around this way because I don't want to.
How you want me to go? This way?
I want you around here. If
You
you
want me
want to
around
say something, you can. Come on. Oh, yeah. You got to be Sample Hughes.
Can y'all come over?
Yes, bring him up. He has some young men. Come on.
Awesome, awesome.
This ain't all.
Come back here.
This ain't all of them. This ain't even half
it's
of
not.
them. But this award just isn't just mine. This award just isn't mine. It's ours, right? You know, I come from Salisbury. I helped mess this place up a little bit, but nevertheless, I want to invest into the youth. So again, this award, thank you, Mrs. Jackson, for it all. Thank the team, thank the kids, and thank the community. And if y'all need some additional resources, find me on Facebook and we'll get these kids lined up. And thank you guys.
And if his family's here, could y'all scoot around here and take a picture with him?
There's a lot going on there.
Somebody's taking my spot.
Oh, you are? Got kicked out. Sorry.
They need to relocate and spread out. Julie,
I was going to say,
have them move
you want to come
back.
back here because like the
Yeah.
Julie.
around.
Back in.
You want to come around this way?
Back, come around
Yeah,
back
come
here.
right around the back.
By far.
Want to put the chairs around the way?
You go right this way.
Well done.
Then they tell them to suck it in.
All right, we gotta
Scoot in.
Squeeze in. I like you not scared.
Squeeze in, bud.
Maybe we
Keep
should
going.
step up some.
Get cozy.
Y'all get you a little bit. Come on, Mayor and Nick, can y'all get on this side? We need some over on this side.
More on that side.
Okay. No, it's not.
Right, that's what I'm doing. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Good job, congratulations.
What you don't understand is, the summer we had a program at the Lake Street Playground called Games On, and I went out, and after I left Games On, I went to I Am Him, and I was just astonished and amazed had how many young men, how many diverse young men were in that building, and how he was directing them and handling them with so much tender love and care, but with sternness. And this is what we have to remember. When we see our children, our young people doing stuff, we have to encourage them and push them and continuously push them and encourage them. Because if we don't, everything they think they do at times is just in vain. They need to hear they're doing a good job. They need to know we love them. And this is what I do. I love doing what I do. I'm done.
All right, thank you very much. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the legislative agenda?
So move.
Second?
Ms. English?
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
On the legislative agenda this evening, we have numerous meeting minutes for the consent agenda. We have 5 awarded bids. We have 4 resolutions, reappointments and appointments. There are 3 ordinances, 1 second reading, 2 first reading, and then public comment and adjournment.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Consent agenda. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. English?
On the consent agenda this evening, we have July 28th, 2025. We have closed session minutes, legislative session minutes, and work session minutes. We also have August 11, 2025 legislative and work session minutes. August the 25th, 2025 legislative and work session minutes. I want to make a note, the September 8th, 2025 closed session meeting minutes will be moved to the next legislative agenda. We also have the September 8th, 2025 legislative session and work session minutes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Council members, I'm going to abstain because I was not here for those minutes when they were taken.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any opposed? We have 1 abstain. Chair votes aye. Okay. Thank you, Ms. English. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to go right into the award of bids. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the award of bids?
So move.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Lowe.
He's right outside.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Lowe. How are you?
I'm doing well. How is it?
Doing well.
See if he was there.
All right. Good evening, council.
Good evening.
Tonight on the award of bids, I've got 5 items. The Department of Procurement seeks award of bid approval from the City of Salisbury Council for the solicitations defined herein. The Department of Procurement follow required procurement policy and procedure as defined by the City of Salisbury Charter and Municipal Code of Ordinances for the procurements presented below. The first award, ITB 26105, elevated water tank recoating at Salisbury University. This is for the Department of Waterworks, scope of work, surface preparation, repainting, and logo reinstallation. We released bids in July. We opened them in August. Some of you will remember we tabled that award. I'm actually really glad we did. That was a good decision. So Waterworks is recommending the award to Minoan Industrial for $564,700. This funding, the supplemental funding, is approval, contingent on approval of second reading of ordinance 2965.
Mike, I was thinking that was 75,000, but it was only 300 before. Was it 500 before, or was that the second bidder? I thought the allocation for the new money was only 75,000.
It was. The shortfall was, yeah.
That's it. So the other bid was 499 or whatever it was. Okay.
Yeah, and there was some other contingent work they've awarded with this, because they're going to do a full blast, and
Okay.
so, and the logo ended up cheaper for SU on that one.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask a question? Is SU contributing more money
For the coding.
for their logos?
So, Ms. Jackson, with all due respect, I'm a compliance department. I do not initiate
You didn't
any
initiate,
of
okay.
this work. I make sure it's compliant with city charter,
Okay,
state
okay,
tax.
that's fine,
Yeah,
that's fine.
okay. I'm happy to take your questions and field them to the right department, though. So, with that, I will reach out.
In August, we were told that SU is going to pay for their logo.
Yeah, they are. I have an MOU.
Yeah.
It was part of the bid.
The question was.
How much?
How much?
It was 15,000, I believe.
I think it was 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but it's
And it's costing us
it's costing us a lot of money when it's their water tower and they're putting their logo on it and they're reaping the benefits.
Well, they're contributing some other ways we just recently became aware of. So we can talk about that
Okay,
offline. But
we
yeah,
will.
yeah.
We will. Okay.
The next item I have on the agenda is ITB 26102 Naylor Mill Road Water Extension Construction. This is for the Department of Waterworks. It will extend water main from Paleo to Westwood Commerce Park. We released bids in September. We opened bids in November. A total of 5 bids. Lowest responsive bidder, Kinsley Construction LLC, for a total award amount $3,968,555. This project is funded through MDE grant funds, and that neighborhood is in dire need of getting this water main out there, so I'm glad to see it moving. The next project I have for award, ITB 26108, Parkwell 8 and 18 rehabilitations. This is for the Department of Waterworks. It's rehabilitation of 2 production wells within the city park. We released bids in September, opened bids in October. We had a sole bidder, AC Schultes of Delaware. So we are recommending award for $149,475 to AC Schultes. The next item on award of bids, ITB 26118, 2 Ford F-350 trucks for the Department of Waterworks. These are through a cooperative procurement with Sourcewell Cooperative, which the city is a part of. Total cost $202,366. Purchase and authority per City of Salisbury Charter SC 16.3, general policy of competitive bidding exceptions, which states that competitive bidding is not necessary or appropriate in the following circumstance: contracts in which the city receives a contract price negotiated by the state, county, or other governmental entity pursuant to a valid contract. Cooperative purchases are permitted under the Sourcewell Cooperative, which the City of Salisbury is a member. The next item, ITB 26119, International HV 515 dump truck for the Department of Waterworks. This is also a cooperative procurement through Sourcewell. Vendor awardee, International Delmarva, for a total award $245,224. And that is all I have on the award of bids this evening.
Does the council have any questions?
Mike, are these ready for delivery or are these in the pipeline?
No, these will be new production.
I saw where there's a new car. That'll be a real
Yeah,
treat.
and what's interesting about this, I found this vendor out in Kansas, Olaf, and I priced these trucks local. Those units were like $109 and change, from local dealers. And I can get them drop shipped to City Yard for 101 apiece. Like,
Right.
so that's what we did. But they'll go new production, and so will this dump truck. And that dump truck has a really long lead time. But if we get the order in now, we will save about 20 grand because the federal government is changing the emission standards in January,
Right.
January 1.
So expected delivery is,
For those from Olav, I'd say late spring, early summer.
that's early, that's good.
Yeah, Ford's actually been pretty good. What's happening, I'm waiting on the body companies.
Right.
That's where they get jammed up.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. All,
It's much shorter.
it's,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. No worries. All in favor, say aye.
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 The chair votes aye. Thank you, Mr. Lowe. We appreciate it. Thank you for keeping us updated.
You all have a
Saving us
lovely
money.
evening.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, we're going to move into our resolutions. So resolution number 3437. Can I get a motion and a second to approve resolution 3437?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. English?
Resolution number 3437 is for the reappointment of Max Furbitz to the Public Arts Committee for term ending December 2028.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the chair votes aye. Resolution number 3438. Can I get a motion and a second to approve resolution 3438?
So moved. Second.
Ms. English?
For resolution number 3438, reappointment of Susan Holt to the Public Art Committee for term ending December 2028.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Can I get a motion and a second to approve resolution 3439?
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Ms. English?
Resolution number 3439 is for the appointment of Helene English to the Public Art Committee for term ending December 2028.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Resolution 3440. Can I get a motion and a second for resolution 3440?
So move.
Second.
Ms. English?
Resolution number 3440 is for the appointment of Sophia Peters to the Truth, Racial Unity, Transformation, and Healing Committee for term ending November 2028.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Okay, we're going to move into our ordinances. Ordinance number 2965. Can I get a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 2965 for a second reading?
So move.
Second.
Good evening. I realize I do not have a microphone, so I'll speak as loudly as possible.
Because it's down here, isn't it?
So ordinance number 2965, as you mentioned, this is before you tonight for second reading. It is an ordinance of the City of Salisbury approving a budget amendment to the city's water sewer capital project fund to provide additional funds for the elevated water tank maintenance. No changes or amendments.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair votes aye. Before we go on, I want to circle back a minute. I want to recognize the appointees. I overlooked that for a minute, and I apologize. I want to recognize, is Max Furbitz here, Susan Holt?
Maybe they just left.
Oh, they did? Oh, I'm so sorry. Helene English and Sophia Peters. I wanted to recognize people who are going to take time and spend a lot of energy and volunteer to help improve our cities and be on committees and dedicate their time to us. Sorry I missed that. Okay. Back to the ordinances. Ordinance number 2966. Can I get a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 2966 for the first reading?
So moved.
Second.
Ordinance number 2966, this is an ordinance of the City of Salisbury amending Chapter 2.25 of the Salisbury City Code entitled Labor Code to better define employee and to change the timeline for bargaining. This is put before you tonight for first reading. I know generally we do not highlight, but since this, there was consensus to move forward with certain changes, I would just for the record like to highlight what those changes are. And they are found on line 67, adding the word regular. And in lines 412, to 419, just changing the timeline for bargaining. Those are the only changes before you tonight.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the chair votes aye. Ordinance number 2967. Can I get a motion and a second to approve ordinance number 2967 for the first reading?
Second.
Ordinance number 2967, this is an ordinance of the City of Salisbury to accept funds awarded by the Department of Natural Resources Local Parks and Playgrounds Infrastructure Grant Program for the City of Salisbury's North Prong Park project. Before you tonight for first reading.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the chair votes aye.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I'm so glad this project is getting on its way. It's been years and years, possibly 40 years. And in the last 10 years, I've been fighting and fighting and fighting to get this cleaned up and restored to make us have it's an eyesore. It was an eyesore in our communities. And it was also a threat to our community because it was oil leaking in that Wacomico River. So I thank you, Mayor, and the administration for doing what you have done to rectify this and get this straightened out because it was a great need. It's been like this for I don't know how long, but I'm glad to see that it's becoming a project and that it's going to become a beautiful project. So I thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move to our public comment section. We will now hear public comments. You will have 3 minutes. If you wish to comment, please come up to the podium, state your name, and if you are a city resident.
Good evening, everyone. Stefan Feliciano, city resident. As an engaged member of the Salisbury community, I want to express my strong belief in the foundational importance of transparency in our local election processes, particularly following the recent vacancy appointment. It appears that many in the community were disappointed that the procedures used to fill the recent vacancy on the city council lack the public scrutiny and openness that builds community trust. When interviews are conducted entirely in closed session and the decision feels removed from the direct district voter input, it raises questions about accountability and public access. I believe that transparency is not just about following the minimum legal requirements. It's about proactively engaging the public to demonstrate that the system is fair and trustworthy. This openness is a critical driver of voter confidence and turnout. Moving forward, I urge the City Council to consider the following. Open access. Ensure that processes for appointments and administrative deliberations are conducted in public whenever legally permissible, explaining clearly when a closed session is necessary and why. Active communication. Improve communication with district voters about the criteria and process used for selecting their representatives. Commitment to openness. View transparency not as an obligation, but as a core value necessary for a healthy democracy. Remember, our government is strong when its citizens understand and trust its operations. I urge my fellow citizens to continue advocating for procedures that ensure our election administration is as clear, open, and accountable as possible. Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so my name is Jermichael Mitchell. I'm a Salisbury citizen. I just wanted to speak on my process as an applicant for the seat of District 2. It was a great process to start off. Thank you again to Ms. Julie English and her staff. They were amazing through my process. Speaking for myself, all my questions that I had, she answered in a timely fashion and always got back to me or contacted me. I think the thought process for me is when you're always told to trust the process, and you're always told showing up. After a while, people will get it and understand. We will be putting in a Public Information Act request to see the rubric of what and how applicants were judged, the notes from the process, and also text messages from said director who we believe was involved in some conversations, and also from the council. We think that it needs to be a fair process, and I truly believe myself that the process wasn't fair. Nothing against Ms. Holland at all. I don't know her, can't speak against her, anything that she has done in this community, and congratulations on winning the vote of the council. But we truly believe in people having a fair say in the process. And when you say that, having people who don't live in our district speaking for our district and making decisions for our district when we never see them in our district is very difficult to accept. So again, as it said before, the process is flawed. When you have people who don't live in that district making decisions for that district, it needs to be a special election vote of some sort where the people have a say, because the people know who they see, boots on the ground. The people know who they talk to, and the people know who show up for them in the process of the community work that we do. Two things that I really want to address in my remaining time was, one, a comment was made that Mrs. Holland was a turnkey politician. And another comment was made that the council felt that they made the perfect decision. Those things coming from council members instead of the community is the process and why it's flawed. We get that you have your personal feelings towards Ms. Holland, but what do the people think about the process and Ms. Holland? I think that's what really needs to come forward and needs to be addressed. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Joe Schiaffino, Salisbury. I also want to address what I consider a sham appointment, nothing personal. Again, like most in the community, I know nothing about Ms. Holland. She might turn out to be a good council person. I hope so for the community. But again, nobody knew the other four candidates. They should have all been sitting right there in public. Every one of them asked the same questions, so the public at least would have an inkling of who wanted to represent them and why. I'm hearing a lot from people that they felt it was a racist decision. I can't speak to that, but I can say, you know, as a male, I don't have a male representative on this council. You know, there's a lot of us around. You know, there has to be a procedure to break a tie. I think the charter needs to be addressed so that in the event of a tie, who else but the mayor, another elected official, to make that decision. I don't personally know Mr. Mitchell. I heard him interviewed when he ran for mayor. I was impressed. And for the 2 years I've been attending council meetings, I hear from a lot of people in the community the work he does, how involved he is, and that he would have been a great choice for the people of that community. And again, it's not to say a white woman cannot represent a minority community, but if they've been in the community and worked in the community with the people, that the people knew them, there'd be some better confidence. Lastly, I did some investigating that I don't know if council did on Ms. Holland. If you look up court records, you're going to see, like Mr. Dowdy, who was replaced, there's a long list of liens and judgments against them. If it's the same Ms. Holland, if it's not, I apologize. But according to the records, there's even an open one still. I also found that the house that she rents is from the Gilkerson developer. So any votes involving that developer, I believe she should abstain from. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Joe Venosa, District 3, City of Salisbury. Good evening. It's great to see so many people out here. Just as a side note, as a professor at Salisbury, it's great to see so many students here, even though it's for extra credit. Good job, Dr. Hoffman, for bringing them. A lot of things. I concur with what Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Scafino said, and with Mr. Feliciano said. Regardless of what happens, I believe that we have to make an amendment to the city charter so that in the future, there has to be a special election to replace any council member. There have been 3, in my opinion, very flawed replacement processes over the last 3 years. I myself, when I applied for a replacement for District 3 2 years ago, distinctly remember sitting in that hallway during the process, and a friend who worked for the city at the time came by, this is before I interviewed, and said, "Good luck, Joe, but unfortunately the council has already chosen Megan Outen." Why? Because her friends are on the council. I think that is a very flawed process. Ultimately, it lacks transparency, it lacks disclosure, it lacks fairness. I want to say something else too, because this is an issue that many people are also here for tonight. Situation with Mr. Bratton in the video. There's a connection, I believe, between that video and what happened to Mr. Mitchell, and frankly what happened to Miss Natalie St. Fard. The city is a majority-minority city. It's a black majority city. Yet we have 80% of the council represented by those of the Caucasian persuasion. Now, the issue here is that I believe, and based on what I've heard and seen as well, one candidate was not even allowed the process of interviewing formally, even though she submitted all the correct paperwork and can't be given a straight answer. And Mr. Mitchell, is my understanding, there was an attempt to even preempt his very interview. I find that deeply distressing. I find that deeply distressing because it's an abuse of the public trust. And to bring it back to the video with Mr. Bratton, it suggests that there's some structural issues going on in the city with the lack of representation and a lack of recourse. So in the future, I'm glad people are showing up tonight. I hope you continue to show up, continue to know how these decisions are made. I also have to say this, and I'm going to ask the question, even though I know that it cannot be answered right now, but it's my understanding that one of the department heads in the city, Mr. Mirboda, is the supervisor of Ms. Holland's son. I don't know if that's true, but I would like to know if that was disclosed at all in the interview process and if our HR requirements address those issues, because I find that to be as big of a conflict of interest as the revelation that Ms. Holland's home is owned by Gillis Gilkerson, a developer. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is David James, Wycomico County resident, Salisbury resident, also bridging the gap. For those that know, they came to see me during the time before you voted. How you doing? I also want to say this. Yes, Council Lady Jackson said I'll call you boots on the ground. You know why? Because everybody knows where you are. Everybody sees you. Jermichael, everybody sees you. Everybody. It's about what the community is involved in, or what the community knows. You know, a lot of times on county and on city level, people only see those elected officials when it comes to voting. So the question is, do you really know what's going on? No offense to you, Ms. Holland. Actually, I think I know someone you know, and a very good young man. but I've never seen you in my district. I'm in District 2. My wife is on her way here, and she's been there. She actually owns a house over there. She doesn't have to worry about some investor having anything to do with it. She's really upset about it. You know why? Because when it comes down to it, the people had no voice. Now, I noticed something else a while ago when we did the voting for the president. So the two council people who probably were, actually one of them was on Bridging the Gap, low key, like I didn't see him, that was looking at the interview that I did with them, also had the new person vote with them. So it was already planned who's going to be the president. Who's the longest tenure person on here? Who knows this city more than anybody, actually, no offense, Mayor, than anybody else up here as far as sitting behind one of these desks? That young lady right there. She doesn't take any days off. Now, again, I'm going to say it like this. Other than for photo ops, when have we seen any of you? Now, I'm also noticing something else when it comes to ties. You need 7 seats. How many people in Salisbury? You need 7 seats. So that means you got 2 here, 2 there. You know, with 7 people, you got more of a chance of actually getting a true decision on things. And now, so that means the charter needs to change. Now, the question is, there's a new president. And I know, everybody in here, by a show of hands, who thinks this charter needs to be changed? Hey, Council President, put it on your agenda. Now, if it doesn't get on the agenda the next 2 years, we know why. Now, another thing we also might want to see on that agenda or put on there also within the next 2 years is, if you have to fill a council vacancy and it's more than a year, how about special election?
Right.
It don't take much. So I just want to say that. Also, I want to say this to all council members. Please come on Bridging the Gap so we can talk what your views are. And those out here, if you live in any of these council members' district and you're not satisfied, the Board of Elections is looking for those candidates. Have a blessing.
Good evening. My name is Lynn Bratton. I frequent this stand over the past 8 or 9 years, it seems like. Address is still Salisbury, Maryland. I am a county resident, however, with a Salisbury address as of a few days ago. I also own a number of properties in District 2. I've seen a lot of young people in District 2. I've owned a lot of properties in District 2, and I know the people that live there. I work with them. I help them with their schoolwork sometimes. I've helped them with some financial situations. I've helped them not become the subject of evictions because they need homes, they need roofs over their heads, and they need safe places to be. With that aside, I'll go back to my notes. The first thing I'd like to say is thank you for allowing me to be a member of the Historic District for several years. I found that was very engaging and very enlightening, and I think I made a difference. I can't sit there any longer, but I did apply for a position on the Planning Commission, which has an open ruling that says you can be a member of the greater Salisbury area, and I am excited to be on that commission. We met for our first night. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and I feel like there's a lot that I can contribute, and I hope that we can make great progress on that board. Second thing really is I'm here to suggest that the city council members, as you just saw, entertain a charter amendment requiring a special election when a vacancy occurs on the council when more than 100 days remain on the term. I think we can pull together a special election in that time. This election would openly allow the members of the neighborhoods affected, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or whatever, to elect the people they want seated to represent them. Not a person elected by individuals who live in other districts with their own pros and cons, electing a person to represent others. That's not what our democracy is all about. Okay? 100 days left on the term, there should be a special election. In my memory, which is a little foggy because I'm getting a little old, but I've been around for a long time, this has occurred frequently. People move, people have new jobs in the city or in the state or elsewhere. People get sick, people leave for other reasons. In my memory, I think only 2 sitting members of our city council right now were elected for their first term. I think, and I may be wrong because I didn't do a lot of research, others were appointed and then were elected as incumbents. Just think about that, too. Think about that. Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Thank you very much.